So good afternoon. I'm Kendra, and I am the clerk for Southwest Middlesex. And until council takes their oath, I will be the chair of the meeting. So I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome to the inaugural meeting of the Southwest Middlesex Council for the 22-26 term of council. And thank you for coming. So there's programs throughout the room. And I just have a couple words before we start with the declarations. Council and the head of council for Southwest Middlesex have specific legislative and procedural have specific legislative and procedural duties and responsibilities to fulfill within their roles. The citizens we serve have high and sometimes varied expectations for their council. Part of the role of council is to find a way to balance these expectations while also being mindful that decisions of the municipality are made by council as a whole. So a reception will be held immediately following for family and friends of our council, and we welcome everyone to stay to congratulate the new council. So I will turn it over to the new council-elect by having them all take their oath. We'll start with the mayor, then deputy, and then we'll go through the council by ward and alphabetically.
I, Alan Mayhew, having been elected to the office of mayor in the municipality of Southwest Middlesex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly and faithfully and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration consciously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Thank you.
I, Mike Scholdice, have been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor in the municipality of Southwest Middlesex and do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and partially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will faithfully and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Donald McCollum, has been elected and appointed to the office of Ward 1 and Councillor in the South Middlesex. Do solemnly promise and declare that I will be truthfully, faithfully, and properly exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, according with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will faithfully and bear true alliance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I do make this solemnly promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it will be true and knowing that it is the same force and effectiveness made under oath.
I, Mark McGill, having been elected or appointed to the office of Ward 1 Councillor in the municipality of Southwest Middlesex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
To the office of Ward 2 Counselor in the municipality of Southwest Middlesex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with municipality conflict of interest. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration consciously believing it to be true, and I knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Ed Myers, having been elected or appointed to the office of Ward 2 Counselor in the municipality of Southwest Middlesex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my ability, knowledge, and ability. I have not received or will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of office in the biased, corrupt, and any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interests, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I will make solemn promise and declaration consistently believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as made under oath.
I, Amy Choi, having been elected or appointed to the office of Ward 3 Counselor in the municipality of Southwest Middlesex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Martin Bank, has been elected or appointed to the office of Ward 3 Counselor in the municipality of Southwest Middlesex. Do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and known that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Now I officially have the gavel, Counselor. council, so I'm in control evidently, eh? It's a very small instrument, but it does have some power of authority. I wish to welcome everyone in attendance today. It's nice to see family and friends with us. Sharing the formalities of council, taking their oath of office is more special by their presence. Many of these are the people that we are serving in our job as councillors. I give my congratulations to not only those who obtained the privilege of sitting at this table for the next 4 years, but those who were short on public support as well. The councillors of the past deserve our thanks. They have participated in the fundamentals of democracy, and some have left accomplishments behind them, and we sincerely thank them for that. Above all, I would like to thank the administration and staff who have participated in arranging this inaugural event and for the refreshments that'll be here shortly. And it's my privilege to say a few words prior to this opportunity. My message is the importance of municipal government as seen through the eyes of your mayor. Your local municipal government administration and staff affect people's lives and your life more than any other level of government on any given day. We are responsible for the water you drink, the roads and sidewalks you use on a daily basis, your sanitary stormwater systems, sanitary sewer systems, and your fire departments, Colin. We maintain the municipal facilities that you own, the playgrounds that you take your children to, and the garbage that you put by the roadside weekly. We attend to drainage matters in rural regions and help facilitate agreements and engineering that will result in a more productive crop yield and see that those costs are proportioned fairly. Rural roads are brined to control dust. This too is our responsibility. When individuals bunker down during blizzards, it is our employees that are out providing you a safe passage home. Our volunteer fire departments are on the ready to save you, your children, and your property should harm come your way. And your council funds the equipment that they require to get the job done and to keep them safe. We advocate for recreational activities and social events. We run and coordinate emergency measures in times of crisis when everyone else is directed to run in the other direction. Not only are we subject to public scrutiny daily, but so too can our families. You may also become fodder for some social media enthusiasts. Soon after you get sworn in, you may get sworn at. That being said, social media platforms are the most immediate tool in conveying information today. Community events, emergency alerts, and congratulatory remarks prosper in this environment. As a source of accurate information on deeper subjects, it may have its shortcomings. Social media can often become a forum of complaint and not an avenue for resolve. Just as a handshake is more meaningful than a digital smile, or a greeting is more meaningful than a digital waving hand, personal conversation is more potent than Facebook chatter. Be cautious of becoming a keyboard critic. I have never found evidence in commercial business or investment where negativity has fostered huge success. Complaints and criticisms very seldom improve the atmosphere, financially or visually. Divisive thought will perpetuate discontent at times. Solving a problem is not found by just identifying the shortcomings. Solutions and vision are what is required to solve difficult situations. Let us all look up occasionally from our keyboard to achieve a dialogue and engagement with those around us to correct and advance society's issue. Both council and staff will deal with provincial and federal governments that move at glacial speed. We knock on their doors to get our constituents millions of dollars of grant money. This improves our municipality, keeps our taxes down, and enhances our level of service. Your administration and staff lead the charge on this. They watch and pursue the funding initiatives that your federal, provincial, and county governments offer and lobby on your behalf for grants and governance that will benefit all of us. We are the largest contributor to charitable and not-for-profit organizations in your region. We monitor our infrastructure of roads, water, sanitary capacity to ensure we can supply the elements to new housing, new employment, and protect existing users of our systems. We build libraries, childcare centers, transfer stations, bring you high-speed internet and better internet connectivity, dog parks, arboretums, playgrounds, and parks. We foster economic improvement with more attractive core areas, industrial-ready sites, and we dispose of unwanted and underutilized lands and assets. We spend significant money, yet we are often reminded that the electorate want more. Remember, service level to the public are proportionally related to your tax rate. The more people get, the more taxes are required. Grants and growth are what stabilize taxation and advance our municipality of Southwest Middlesex. We promote development to provide growth that will raise assessment and keep our schools, places of faith, business, and service organizations viable and open. And during a pandemic, we monitor every statement from our local health unit, reminding you of the precautionary steps that you can take to prevent infection and advocate for local vaccinations to protect yourself and those who choose not to get a vaccination. Climate abnormalities now affect our governance, and public health alerts in regard to new viruses, variants, and mutations continue to affect the health and safety of our community. I have given you the short list of our responsibilities. They go much beyond this. Mayors and councilors are on call 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and we hold these responsibilities for 1,460 days of each term. With the advancement of technology and smartphones, we are never off the job. We do this to make our community stronger, safer, more sustainable, and well-positioned for future generations. Staff work effectively and diligently to provide council with sound recommendations on a variety of subjects. With their recommendations in hand, we make the decisions as to how we proceed. Do we always agree around this horseshoe? We certainly will not. There are times that we may be puzzled by the opinions and attitudes of our colleagues, administration, and staff, but we will all strive to mend fences and to make Southwest Middlesex a better place. Why do we do this? Because we love our municipality and its people. Lower tier governments have sky-high responsibilities, and the adjective lower tier is somewhat inappropriate at this time. No other level of government will impact you more than your municipal government. According to the United Nations, in October of 2021, good government was measured by 8 factors after examining all governments of the world. And these factors are as follows: the rule of law, transparency, consensus-oriented, equity and inclusiveness, effectiveness, efficiency, and accountability. These United Nations principles can be used in any form of governance and should be and can be in ours. In my own personal life, in business and decision-making, I have a half a dozen questions that I often ask myself. And I've applied these to municipal decision-making. Does it advance or maintain our level of service? What is the effect on our bottom line, or in this case, our tax rate? Is it fair and equitable towards our client base? And in this environment, it would be our wards. Are the goals in relation to our strategic plan? Does it improve our efficiencies? Will it maintain our reputation and trust? Those 6 elements help me in decision making, and I have expressed those before to some at the table. Do not let any of my words dissuade you from enjoying what is ahead of you. I am really look forward to working with this council and the staff that we have. I enjoy my responsibilities of mayor and chief executive officer of this municipality and head of council. I look forward to the relationships that I build and the positive contributions that we will all make with our colleagues. The next 4 years will see an abundance of challenges, changes, and considerations before you. Fasten your seatbelt. It is going to be a real ride. It's important that I give compliments to my partner, Linda, 50 years, who was sitting in the audience. This woman who registered 17,000 steps the other day and who never clocks less than 10,000 steps a day is my sounding board, my critic, and my confidant. Not only does she have my unconditional respect, she has my love and admiration forever. In closing, to be in municipal government, one must have the strength of Samson, the wisdom of Solomon, and the patience of Job. Thank you. I look forward to working with this council, administration, and staff to make Southwest Middlesex all that it can be. Thank you. Now that that is over, as your mayor and chair, I have a responsibility to adopt a bylaw to acknowledge that we have met as a council. I require the bylaw 2022/095 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the inaugural meeting of council on November 16th, 2022. Would someone move this motion, please? Thank you very much. Councillor Myers, a seconder. Councillor Haggett, discussion. All in favor? Carried. Meeting is adjourned. There we go. Thank you very much, council.